Nigerian army lied. We have evidence that not 100 but 300 soldiers has deserted the military. It was reported by reputable media giants that over 100 soldiers had deserted the Nigerian army due to constant rise in insecurity, insurgency, and banditry in the country. Good for them, very wise. Hours ago, the Nigerian army released a press statement saying that the news over 100,000 soldiers deserted the military is false and should be disregarded by the general public. According to the statement, the Nigerian army's attention had been drawn to a media publication alleging that over 100 soldiers had deserted the military after Boko Haram attack in Mate and Dikwa. The publication is false and only an attempt to spoil the reputation of the Nigerian army. You know what? I think sensible Nigerians will know that, again, leadership is everything in the army, and we understand that the government has every resource that's under this earth, that is in this earth, that's under the sun, to be able to tackle Boko Haram, but they're choosing not to do it. It's not like the funds are not there. So again, when the army is leaving, when soldiers are leaving, it's like we don't hate the soldiers. We are holding the government accountable for not being good enough, basically, and being very, very poor in terms of their standards. And it is what it is, and it's very, very true. Reacting to this, a Nigerian lawyer and human rights activist took to a Twitter page to debunk the press statement made by the Nigerian military. And to be honest, why would we believe anything that they say? Why? And I think the scary thing, I think what people actually, during the NSAS protest, lost the army were literally battered. And I think Nigerians started being observant. For example, with the logo of the Nigerian army, there's literally Arabic on the, I don't even know what that means. It might mean something good, but does that represent Nigeria? Because again, it does feed into this notion that Nigeria is an Islamic nation. It's not that it is, but I am telling you, outside of Nigeria, outside of Africa, people would be like, yeah, is Nigeria not a Muslim country? Like, are you Muslim? And I'm like, I'm not. But there's this, I don't know where this has come from. I guess it's, obviously the North being sort of, in the majority. But yeah, and so it's like we started observing that, this military is not to be trusted. The signs, the logos in the Nigerian forces, they do represent something, and we've got to be very careful about what these organizations preach and from their motto and what they plan to do. It's all written in their actions. And so yeah, I don't think that Nigerians rate the Nigerian army anyway. Let's say, let me be specific. I don't think they rate the leadership and the government. The people there, we understand that they're patriotic. It's not easy to go do that, to go fight in the army, fight Boko Haram, and you're given resources that very well is not even sufficient of standard to fight these people. Not that you can't afford it, because that would not be a reason for you to leave, because again, but it's like you can't afford it, and the people above at the top are going on holidays, they're sending their children abroad, they're increasing taxes, they're getting revenue, they are making money, they are even stealing money, putting Nigeria in so much debt. So it's not as if you cannot afford these things. We can. And so again, why would you be in an army where the country purposely does not want you to win? It doesn't make sense. Well, the lawyer named Simon Ekpe said the military lied, and there's evidence to prove that. He noted that not 100 but 300 soldiers deserted the Nigerian army, and that of the general public, and the general public shouldn't buy into the lies of the military, stating otherwise. Simon Ekpe said that he has evidence to show the public if the need arises, and he says he prays for the safety of the Nigerian troops. May God strengthen and guide them. God will strengthen and guide them. But if the leaders are making decisions that do not reflect God's strength and protection, it's not going to work. And so it's more of holding the leaders accountable. Again, leadership in the army, apparently you obey, you do whatever you're told to do. And so, again, whatever decision comes from above, that's what you do. And it is very, very sad, because, again, it's not that Nigerians the country itself cannot afford good weapons. Since 2009, we've been fighting Boko Haram. What does that tell about the country? But then Nigeria has the highest GDP in Africa. That does not reflect that we're rich in some sort of way. But the money is flowing in the country. So it just is what it is. Someone here says, God bless you, barrister. We don't know which way Nigeria. Politicians lie, security agents lie, judiciary lie, everyone lies. I think the standard is just so low, especially amongst ourselves. As much as we want, work to be done in the government, and they do have the responsibility, we make up Nigeria. And I think when we analyze our mentalities that shouldn't reflect the society, holding standards, holding ourselves accountable, like in our workplaces, how we treat people, how we talk to people, certain addresses, and just certain things in the way we think, we relate with each other, the lack of empathy, selfishness. It's a lot. Nigeria has a lot of good things, but we also have a lot of bad things. And I think that as we work on ourselves, and as we want to hold the government accountable, we also need to work on ourselves, because the fact remains that even if we do separate and disintegrate, if we still do have the same mentality, the same Nigerian government who replicates itself in whatever faction of a new government, be it Biafra, be it Oduduwa, be it whatever, so we need to work on ourselves. I think we need to have like a whole family meeting, Nigerian family meeting, where we realign our values, we realign what we want as a community. That is if we actually want to remain one Nigeria, which, again, the country is pretty divided on that one. Someone here says, it's only a fool that believes whatever our useless army or the people in government says. Yeah, we don't believe them, but we have to fight against it, because the audacity for them to think they can tell us lies and continue to rule. Because again, when it comes to the system of oppression, they've got it the best. It's a different thing when strangers or foreign ideals are oppressing you, but when it's like, yeah, you say there's a saying that says keep your enemies close but keep your friends closer, because again, they are a reflection of us, and being a sellout to your own people is the highest form of betrayal ever, because they understand our community, they understand our values, they understand our culture. So when it comes to disrespecting us and literally just disrespecting us at this point, it is literally disrespect. It's not even a violation of our human rights. It's literally just downright disrespect. And so when they're a reflection of us and our values, it's easier for them to basically get away and literally, because we don't hold ourselves accountable. So again, the government in a way is a reflection of us and our beliefs, and why they have continued to systematically oppress us in every single way is because we let them. And I think that's very, very true. It is very, very true. Because they don't have the power. They don't have the power, and that is why they are so bent on breaking Biafra. I think that's why they're so threatened of Biafra. The country is so threatened. Oh my gosh. I've never seen Nigerian government tremble at the voice of Biafra. They are so united. They are so confident in their identity. And I think that's the thing. They know themselves. They are very confident in their identity. You can't argue with them and tell them what is not. The Biafrans, they know the history of the country. They understand how Nigeria came to be, and yeah, it's just and honestly, it's very, and I feel bad for the Biafrans, because it's like in certain areas all over the world, when people have wars or whatever, and a part was definitely right. You understand that, okay, fine, this world is rigged, but there's a public apology. There's a public sort of awareness that what was done in the past is wrong, and then the country should have like memorials every single year for the Biafran lives that were lost, because and it's just, I don't know, and I don't know. This country is very strange and weird, and maybe it's as of the resentment that Biafrans might just not take the country very seriously, but the disrespect is too much. We need to work on ourselves, and that's just really it. Put what you think about it in the comment section below. Do not forget to like and subscribe.